All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Golfballing Podcast, episode 294. Joined here with Ryan as always. Got a loaded week. Seattle Seahawks just won the Super Bowl. Live Rida. Patrick Reed won again.
Oh, fair.
But other than that,
Other than that, we had a great ending.
Other than that, you just have the best tournament.
We had the one PGA tournament that I've actually tuned in for more than an hour.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Probably the last 7 months.
Nice. That was an awesome tournament. That was a dumb skit I just did, by the way. No one cares about Live Rida. That was electric. So it's like one of the most attended tournaments, the Waste Management, every year. And, did you see the Hideki? Somebody screamed on 18 right before Hideki took that putt.
And then someone dropped a chair when they went back to the tee.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah, he backed off again on the tee shot.
Seriously?
Well, yeah, in the group chat, you said you stepped away for a minute.
Yeah, I stepped away for a brief minute.
And he hooks it in the water, but right before he hooked it in the water, I think someone said it was a chair slammed or someone dropped a chair. But he was Tiger-esque in the downswing, about a third of the way down, stops.
Seriously?
Backs off again. It happened to him twice in 30 minutes.
See, that absolutely sucks. And that sucks. But the whole... And, do you know who Jack Doherty is?
I literally was going to bring that guy is the worst human being I've ever seen. And it has nothing to do with what he did at the tournament. That's just the cherry on top for what is Jack Doherty. You watch any clip that comes up on Instagram or whatever, and he is just a giant piece of shit.
Dude, he's the worst, man.
I don't understand. There's some people who rage bait, right? And I understand that you play a persona. And I'm not going to go too deep on this, but Neon, you know who that is? Neon actively tells people he's in a character, right? Everyone knows that it's a character. And he rage baits people and says ridiculous shit. But I've also seen clips where people say before he films, he goes to everybody and is like, if you're not comfortable with this, just understand I'm playing a character. If you don't want me to go after you, I won't. This is not me. But before the cameras are rolling, I'm going to give you fair warning. Jack Doherty seems so sincerely just the biggest asshole that ever lived. And what he did at that tournament is just I didn't do it. I paid someone else to do it. In the middle of their backswing. There's just no room for that.
I guess I've known Jack Doherty for a little bit, or known of him, because everyone hates him. I'm on that side of Twitter. Nobody... Jack Doherty does something or did something stupid all the goddamn time. And I remember he got in a car accident. He was live streaming one time, and he got into a car accident. Did you hear about this or see it?
I did.
That's crazy. That was the first introduction I had of him. This dude, his buddy is literally bleeding out on the side of the highway. His friend is bleeding out after a car accident on the side of the highway. This guy's talking about content in the camera and all of it. So yeah, he sucks. But for the most part, it's a little rowdy and stuff, and dudes got no shirts on and beers are being thrown, but that's the whole thing on 16. That's such an electric tournament. That's so fun. And there are so many dorks on Twitter saying this is not my cup of tea.
Here's the thing about 16. Players understand they're going to have background noise. And there's going to be conversations and people yelling and people cheering. Some players even try to pump up the crowd. Yeah. I've always said this, even when we're playing together. If you guys are having a conversation and it's just hey, where are we going to lunch after this? Oh, did you see this? I'm fine hitting during that. But when it's dead silent and someone just abruptly yells in your backswing, that's got to be the worst. So I understand from a standpoint of 16's loud, they got to deal with it. They know it's there. That's fine. But when you're in a bunker seemingly around nobody and all of a sudden someone yells jackass in your downswing, I'm glad he was able to back off. Like if he had to hit that and mishit it, whatever, that would have been way worse than being able to back off and just kick the guy out.
Mm-hmm. Just feel like so cringy when that happens. And Hideki is, I love Hideki Matsuyama so much. And I said this in the group chat, or I think I tweeted it actually. I was like, I'm the biggest Chris Gotterup supporter ever. I said Gotterup to the Ryder Cup all last season. I predicted Chris Gotterup to win the Sony Open. Like, I love Chris Gotterup. This guy is a huge part of the future of golf. And I did not want him to win in any way, shape, or form. Not his shot on 18. Like, I remember watching that live, not thinking anything of his shot on 18. Like, other than, holy cow, like, this guy, I love this guy. I love
in regulation or?
Yeah, in regulation.
Yeah.
Because he finished way before everyone else. Then I'm like, Hideki hit 2 freaking fairways on 18. And I just felt so bad because I love Hideki Matsuyama. He's so important to, like, the PGA Tour, like, players like him. And he's a shy guy. He wears yellow on Sunday because it's his favorite color. Like, he never really acclimated to America as far as, like, he's just, like, so himself. He's like this shy Japanese freaking legend. Like, he's sick, and I feel so bad. But he's won so many times, and he'll be okay. And he's won a Masters and twice at Waste Management. But
I was going to say, it's more of that it's not that I didn't want Gotterup to win, but I wouldn't have cared if either of them won. And I hate seeing someone lose in that fashion.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, Gotterup's putt in the playoff hole is nasty.
Dude, he's so good. He's so good. Can we just say Gotterup wins major this year?
Yeah. Well, maybe not this year, but I think in the next 2 or 3 years for sure. Like,
yeah, he's a beast, man.
You got to think. He birdied 6 out of his last 7 or 8 holes.
Mm-hmm.
So in the regulation, he made bogey on like 12 or 13.
12.
And then fired off 5 birdies coming in on the last 6 holes and then birdies the playoff hole. It was wild to see that finish. And like you said, he was done well earlier than everybody else. So he made a run up the leaderboard, kind of like Scotty did. Scotty fell short.
Yep.
He made a run at the end. Fun. And it was nice. It was fun to see. I hate it happened to Hideki in that manner, but
yeah, birdies 5 of the last 6. And like on that 18th shot, I think like Thorne Borson was winning at that point. Like he just equaled 13 or whatever. I would have never thought Gotterup could get that done. You win again because Scotty Scheffler pulls this tied for 3rd out of his ass, and Victor Hovland comes in 10th, which is mediocre. So I guess you get the win there. Just still sucks, but Akshay has been on it this season as well. That's been cool. Jake Knapp, we were just talking about him, rooting for him. He had a great week again. And now we have my favorite tournament, the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, which I hate. But even in 2026 now, the tour loves Pebble Beach. They love it. Rory looks to defend. That was man, I loved that. Because I feel like the PGA Tour has this 1 week of the year. I mean, technically the Ryder Cup every 2 years, but they've got this one tournament where you let loose, you get hammered, whatever, you scream, you're belligerent in a respectful manner for the most part, and you let loose, you have this fun time over in Arizona. And I like having one event like that. I don't need a whole league based around it. And it's just, I would love to play that golf course. I would love to play that course.
The comparison between 16 when the stands are up and not up is insane.
Yeah.
One of my buddies posted a picture of him on 16 playing it, and there's like beautiful mountains in the background. Tee shot, and it's like you just can't see any of that on TV because the stands are 50 feet, 60 feet tall.
I never realized it's right next to a highway either. 16. Right next to the highway. Yeah. Right next to the road.
What's the course? Is it Oakmont where they like cross the bridge over the highway?
Oh, I don't think you cross a bridge, but the highway is like on 3, 4, whatever holes at Oakmont.
No, hold on.
It's a highway.
And maybe it's not a highway, but it's like a 4-lane road. Yeah, it's Oakmont.
What?
Look up Oakmont Country Club Highway. It's literally a path that you have to walk across at Oakmont that goes over like a 4-lane highway. And it was the only
Oh my
way.
God, dude.
Yeah.
So I just didn't watch the Ryder Cup close enough?
I guess. I was about to say, I thought it was Oakmont, but yeah, it's wild. They just built the golf course on 2 separate sides. You would think a tunnel would make more sense when you have that kind of money.
Yeah.
I don't know about the topography up there, and I'm sure it was much cheaper to build a bridge. But
so when I was about to be a super senior in college, I was working with my uncle, and every summer prior to that, and I had a little bit of motion on the gram and YouTube, so I decided to take a little road trip to visit my buddy on a family trip in Virginia to start off summer, and I saw Sean in Columbus and all that. On my way home, I drove past Oakmont on accident, and it was not until after that I was like, holy shit, I just passed Oakmont.
yeah.
Like, whoa. There's like a golf course in the middle of nowhere on the highway in Virginia and Pennsylvania, and it just spawns out of nowhere. And speaking of good golf courses, my dream is officially coming true. And if you've played golf with me in the last 6 weeks, I've mentioned it in every single round I've played in the state in 2026. We are playing Bel Air, and I cannot wait. And I will pull it up for our YouTube viewers because this is a Donald Ross 1928 golf course that I've been trying to play since I discovered it existed.
Well, the other thing about this golf course that I'm not sure you have recollection of, but about 1.5 years ago, it got a major renovation back to a lot of the original design.
Oh, yeah?
So the West Course, yeah, that picture off of the bay, 17 and 18 are right there coming in. It is beautiful. But layout is apparently very, very nice. I've never had the opportunity to play. But very excited to get up there.
Look at this.
And got a couple other things in the works that we won't divulge into yet, but could have some other things moving and shaking this weekend. So,
oh my God!
I believe, yeah. If you go back, I think that I think that's 18. So 17 comes down, and then 18 runs up the bay there, coming back into the clubhouse. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that's 16.
Whoops.
You kind of see,
yeah, because it looks like looks
like there's a pin there at the So
yeah. So if you've listened, oh my God, dude, look at that.
Oh, by the way, we're getting that. We have a 1:20 tee time, so we should get a nice little sunset off the bay,
like that.
Maybe a little like that. Should be pretty nice.
Nick's a member at a country club in Illinois, and he's got the best fucking life ever for a golfer. But I was like looking whenever I was looking for into country clubs, just playing around. It's like on Zillow. Bel Air was like the first one, and I clicked on it just unassumingly, and it's like, holy cow, it's the holy grail. But if you've listened to the Golfballing podcast at any point in the last 2 years, the course we are talking about every episode is called Fort Myers Country Club, and it's a former Donald Ross design in a municipal Fort Myers golf course, and I think that's epic. But oh my God, I can't wait. So yeah, we'll see Nick. I don't know if we'll do a pod. We can do a pod. So we'll see what happens there. But we should. When we first met Ryan, we did a little chipping video on a good old Mr. Golfballing, and it's time to bring something like that back. Maybe a par 3.
I remember that. so vivid. Do you remember what course that was at? Because it wasn't
Yeah,
Fort Lauderdale.
dunes. Yeah, it was
It was in the
dunes.
back of number 12 of the dunes.
Yeah, short side, water.
Down the hill towards the
Yeah.
water. Yeah.
Little floppies. I was thinking about the dunes recently because on that day, I think it was last summer when we played and you were done and you went back out onto the golf course.
Oh, dude, I was.
We finished 18 holes and Ryan goes back to play more because it was that bad. But I birdied like 16 and 18 and I shot 75. I don't even think par is 72 there. Maybe I shot 74, 71.
Yeah.
That was like the round of the year looking back on the good old chin. And
Yeah.
it was a fun course. Man.
It's so bad now, man.
That's such a shame.
So bad. Well, it wasn't past Palm, right? So I believe they planted past Palm out there. But
what does that mean?
So the grass past Palm is very receptive to salt water. So when it floods, that's why the sanctuary was back open 3 months after the storm, is because it got 4 feet of water all over the golf course. Once it subsided, the grass didn't die. It obviously had wet spots and like low spots that they had to repair, but the grass itself didn't burn out. I'm not exactly sure what they had out there, but it just died. The whole course died. It was brown. It was like dirt for a year and a half. It's coming back, but they lost the greens. I went out there maybe a year ago, and it's just it's sad. The GM's gone, who's a good buddy of mine's dad. He left. It's not a great area for accommodations. There's nothing at that clubhouse. So basically, unless you're in the neighborhood, you're not seeking that golf course out, especially not now.
Yeah, I feel like I remember the greens being slow and obviously the devastation in trees and scrubbage or whatever it would be. And that's what blows my mind so much is you just have no idea living anywhere but Florida, the devastation of some of these storms. Like it's such a non-factor to any non-Floridian. And it's just crazy. Like Sanibel Island got effed. And if you know Sanibel Island and you are talking to somebody from that area, they're like, yeah, like how is that like fucking deaths? Like it's fucked.
Yeah. I was out there last week, went out to see some buddies for dinner. It's starting to come back as far as the rebuilding of restaurants and bars. And
that's crazy. It was so many years ago too.
Yeah, it was 22. I mean, it was 3.5 years ago. And I would say like 60, 70% back. I mean, there's still a lot of places that are vacant and, the buildings haven't been restructured.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The people who had money to spend are back open. The resorts, right? The big restaurants that were just killing it. I mean, you can go out there right now. I went on a Wednesday or Thursday night, and it was just jam-packed.
It was really nice.
Well, just like the restaurant I was at. I hopped around to a couple. The first restaurant I was at was a buddy of mine owns it, just knowing him through the industry. And he had bought a signed Charles Woodson jersey because he's a big Packers fan. Or not Packers, but Steelers fan.
Raider guy?
No, I think it was when he was Steelers.
Charles Woodson? I don't even think he was a Steeler.
I believe it was Woodson. He bought a Steelers jersey. Either way, I took it out to him, and I was going to have dinner at his bar, and I couldn't find a seat. I was like, hey, John, I'm going to drop this and come back. What time are you done? He's like, 9. So I ate dinner, came back, had a beer with him at like 8:30. But it's nice to see the businesses out there thriving.
Yeah. My goodness. We haven't played in a while.
We haven't played since Cabot.
Played with Nick in a while. Yeah.
When was that?
August. I feel like preseason was a factor, or around the start of the season too. I'm excited to get out there. I haven't played in probably 3 weeks. Probably it might even be more than 3 weeks. Oh, nice. I just got a text. Hey, I just got a live text from somebody I played with a while ago at 8. Okay. Tea time for Thursday. Might play Thursday then. A little warm up round.
I'm gonna
Jason
play.
Tatum's back. What? You're playing this weekend?
I'm probably gonna play Saturday. I haven't played in 3 weeks either.
Oh, yeah. Man, it really was too cold. I think we're back now. I see nothing but, sounds like what distracted Hideki this time was a security person accidentally dropping a chair right as he's, oh, wow, it was a security guy.
Yeah, I heard chair. I just didn't know, like, there's no video of it or anything.
Dude, this guy, watching Hideki on the tee, I was stressing for this man. And after Saturday's round, he was like, I like this course because if I hit it into the desert, I can find it unless it's in a cactus.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is if you didn't see him hook it in the water, it crossed the water and hit something.
Because I saw his drop was past the water.
No, it was left of the water.
Oh, was it?
He hooked it over the water and it hit a chair, a pole, the stands, something, and came straight backwards into the water.
Oh, man.
So essentially the point of entry, he could drop right there. Yeah. And I mean, he put it to 15 feet, 20 feet.
Yeah, he had a heck of a shot.
I put it in the group chat. I said, if Gotterup misses, I could see Hideki make
it.
Yeah, and then Gotterup drains a 30-plus footer.
And they're like I've been having double cross. I'm not even really flaring it. I've just been having like this hook out of nowhere. And sometimes the ball hooks. And you told me to stand back in the face or stand a little bit back.
Yeah.
And so Hideki's cutting everything. And I mean, they were talking about it on the broadcast. Like he is almost on the back foot. He's having fade issues. He's flaring everything to the right. And he's like almost got this back stance. Like he's trying to hit it low, a low hook stinger.
That's what happens when you're not confident.
Yeah, he's just, I was surprised by that.
When you see me hitting it really low, that's exactly why, is because I'm not hitting it well. And I just want to pinch the golf ball, make sure I'm hitting ball first, get that sucker in the air, and I can mess with my face angle if I want to just, play a little bit of a straight ball or more of a draw. I can close it down. And you probably remember when we first started playing, I would just put it in the back of my stance, aim 10 yards right, and just swing as hard as I could. Get a 10, 15-yard draw, hope that it didn't hook.
But he had a cut issue. He didn't even have hooks. And so that's what they were saying, too, on the thing. Like, why is he so far back? He's a Masters champion. So he was working through some driver demons and kind of had a feeling at some point that magic would fade, and it did. We've got Pebble. I don't know. Did anything big happen? I feel like waste management is just such a big.
I mean, obviously we had the Super Bowl yesterday. Love seeing the Patriots lose. I really wanted the kicker to win MVP until the fourth quarter. Until the fourth quarter, that kicker was the MVP. He was like 5 for 5.
Just like the regular season.
Bro, it's beautiful to see no touchdowns and your kicker has 75% of your points. I mean, if it would have stayed that way, they shut him out. Had one more field goal, no touchdowns.
15-0.
Yeah, it's just it would have been beautiful. Would have been beautiful, but
yeah.
Congrats to the Seahawks. No one has any reason to hate the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm. I was seeing a couple of Patriots guys even saying on there, because I like the Seahawks. I would say the Seahawks are probably like my most receptive. My Seahawks fans are awesome. And the Seahawks video was the first video I ever popped off like 3 years ago. I've always loved them so much. And I've seen so many like Patriots fans come out and say like, shout out to these Seahawks fans, man. Like these guys are so down to earth. They know their ball. Nobody hates Sam Darnold. Nobody hates Mike McDonald. Coolest story. This was exactly what should have happened. If you take the Rams games, the 3 Rams games out of the Seahawks season, this is exactly what every freaking game looked like. I'm so happy for him.
I feel like the only other team that I can think of that like no one really hates, there's no reason to hate them, is the Jags. Like I would have loved
The Jags are awesome, dude.
I would have loved to see the Jags do it this year too. Like, not that I would have rather had the Jags, all things considered. It's not because I have anything against the Seahawks, but I think the story of Mr. Duval and Trevor Lawrence,
crazy. Yeah, Lawrence.
It would have been fun to see that. Now the comeback story of Darnold and being on a bunch of teams and kind of, feeling like he was counted out. That was a cool storyline.
Yeah.
The game sucked. The game sucked for 3 quarters. And in the 4th quarter, it was like, all right, there's some touchdowns being scored. There was a moment where there was like, oh, the Patriots are only down 2 scores with 6 minutes left. And then they throw a pick 6. Actually, no, I think they threw an interception. Then they scored again, and then they threw a pick 6. Like, it was just a disaster on the offensive side of the ball for the Patriots. They couldn't get anything going.
Second ever Super Bowl with no touchdowns through 3. And I remember the Rams-Patriots Super Bowl in like 2018. I remember watching that, and that freaking sucked. Jared Goff, Tom Brady. That was a freaking snooze fest. I liked it just because I've covered the Seahawks all year. I've been in on them all year. I know their personnel. I like watching Mike McDonald splits packages, and I like seeing every player on their defense is good. It's awesome. And dude, they have like $60 million in cap space. It's insane. They were going to trade Max Crosby, 2 first-round picks, and now they've won a Super Bowl and have like 60 plus. They're like a top 5 cap team. But they do lose Clint Kubiak to Vegas.
Throw the graphic up on the screen for the YouTube viewers. I think you need to brag on yourself here a little bit.
What? Oh, the whole.
Yeah, what you shared in the group chat last night. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, I don't know if I somewhat cover the National Football League, and I tweeted, and I always have wanted to do this. On the eve of the NFL season, September 4th, I want you to bring this back. What is the most heinous, reprehensible prediction about the NFL this season? Something that would make someone gasp if they read it. And I said the Seahawks will win the Super Bowl.
It's a hell of a take.
Dude, Mike McDonald is the best coach in the NFL. I've said it for months, and it is. And you know what's so fucking annoying is no one gives a fuck. My Seahawks win the Super Bowl video has like 600 views. People like when you're wrong more, but
yeah.
The worst part of that game, the Seahawks jerseys. I don't know what happened. I don't know if you remember like Sean Alexander, like early 2000s, Matt Hasselbeck, all gray, grayed out Seahawks. I hate their colors. I hate their jerseys. Except their throwbacks. But
the throwbacks are sweet.
Yeah.
By the way, the Seahawks were a plus 6,000.
Yeah, I told you I'm gambling on it.
Plus 6,000 preseason, just FYI.
Yeah.
A $50 bet would have won you $3,000.
You know, even going a little bit further, I had my first Super Bowl was Seahawks Broncos. And Jared Still, former Raider, can't get it done. Josh McDaniel. All for a circle. You don't even want to know how many goddamn TikToks and crap I do, and people are like, get a load of this fucking Raiders fan. If you're listening on audio, I thrifted this Raiders thing because it was the first NFL team I covered on YouTube. But
you also have a Miami flag up there, which we wrote.
This has to come down, dude. I get so much stuff. I hate that people think I would ever support.
Throw the Auburn one back up.
But you know what's cool is the convict Miami is sick to me. I'm a Catholic. I'm a Notre Dame. I'm wearing a hat. I'm wearing my Catholic Notre Dame hat. And I think the convicts were badass. But not Carson. I'm going no banner. Maybe I'm going to go Duke.
Speaking of convicts, I saw this stat that was like the 07-08 Florida Gators
Oh yeah,
had like
That's
20
Junior.
players that got arrested
Yeah.
and or are currently in jail and or are dead.
Yeah, it was, something. That's what you got to do.
Duke.
Yeah, I watched him.
Okay, now speaking of Duke, I'm going on a weird tangent here. Did you see the shirt that Belichick's girlfriend was wearing
Dude,
at the
that
UNC game?
yeah,
Fucking savage.
she is.
Fucking savage.
That whole situation is so odd, and she is something. She's something.
What's her last name? Jordan what? I forget it. Anyways, Belichick's hot ass girlfriend decided to wear a t-shirt from the massage parlor that Robert Kraft got arrested at or accused of or whatever. The
Dave
logo
was pissed.
big, bold, absolutely fucking hysterical. Wears it front row to the Duke UNC game with Belichick on her arm, and it was absolutely
Dave Portnoy was pissed.
I mean, I guess he has no reason to still be close to Belichick. I know he's friends with Robert Kraft to an extent.
Oh,
but I mean, that's just funny. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
And no one in real time would have ever noticed.
What do you mean?
Right?
Like,
no one no one would have ever been like at the game, noticed that, and put
maybe
two and two together.
Couple of fans like, oh, nice shirt. Is that? I don't. They wouldn't even say anything. They'd see the shirt. They'd look back, be like, that shirt say what I thought it looked like.
But I don't think anybody put two and two together is what I'm saying until someone pointed it out on Twitter. Right? Obviously,
I know, but it's Bill Belichick, and it is a 20 whatever chick, and everyone in NC campus knows her, and like they're hitting eyeballs. It's one of those like if you get it, you get it.
I think people just took pictures of them because of who they are, and it took the internet being like, "What the fuck," to kind of narrow down what that shirt really was. But anyways, kudos to her.
They broke up. I thought they broke up like a month ago.
No, but if he ever gets married, that's going to be a huge headline. I hope for his sake he doesn't. Protect the assets, man. Don't marry her. Let her enjoy your money together. That's fine. If you want to spend all your dollars on her while you're there, don't be one of those people who loses your fortune to the girlfriend. Or worse off, get married and leave everything to her versus family. Like,
yeah, they say that happens a lot.
A lot. I mean, she's reaping the benefits now. Let that be enough. I guess. She loves the money. He loves the pussy.
All right, let's talk age gap. All right. I think. Well, good for her. And I guess he should have been a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that was weird.
All that, the whole, and then like Justin Herbert gets an MVP vote, and the whole awards and everything is super stupid. But
well, to go on another small tangent, did you see the whole thing about Joe Rogan and the whatever the awards were, Golden Globes or? So he had I forget, it was Shane Gillis or somebody on his podcast, and they were talking about like, man, it's crazy that you weren't podcast of the year or nominated or whatever. He goes, oh, I didn't even submit. He goes, they wanted me to fill out all these forms and spend $500 to submit. So some other girl won podcast of the year. He goes, I don't care. My numbers have been number one for the last 5 years. And it just goes to show you how rigged the awards kind of are. It's like, you're not going to give the number one podcast to the guy who's literally been number one for the last 5 years just because he didn't fill out some forms and send you $500 to submit it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. I don't want to go to that anyway. This is basically the sentiment that he had, which I kind of love. Kind of a big fuck you to the man.
Yeah, I like Joe Rogan. This podcast is loosely inspired from him.
Love that.
Our thumbnails are nothing.
Happy to be the ongoing guest on the JRE here.
The what?
JRE, Joe Rogan Experience.
Oh, yeah. we're the golf JRE. We're up there in numbers.
Duh.
Every time I click upload on a podcast, I'm like, we're about to be at 300.
To the moon.
It's freaking nuts. I wonder when you popped in. It had to be like 220 at least.
I'd love to go back, and I know the audio was terrible because I did it from my phone. But the first one I ever did with you guys way back when was hilarious.
Yeah, the glory days.
I think it is hard to do a podcast with like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
It's tough. You know, bouncing back and forth ideas and not interjecting and talking over people. Hell, me and you have a problem talking over each other sometimes. But
yeah, I'm really impressed how long we were able to do it, and probably should have just always have done one episode a week. We did Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and like we did Monday, Wednesday, Friday like in person. It was crazy times.
it's probably easier to have that conversation in person and not talk over each other, you know. But like when you're zooming, it's maybe a tiny bit of delay, or you don't hear somebody. But
yeah. So we'll have to do see what we can do for next week. I'd love to do.
Week, well, it's going to be a different day, most likely, because there
will be no Monday podcast next week.
But whenever Nick returns home, I think while we are hanging out this weekend, we kind of plant that seed in his brain that he needs to be on the next one just for old time's sake.
Yeah. Nick was popping in not too long ago all the time, and maybe that was like in the summer or something.
And then we got Sean's wedding coming up. Excited for that.
He's not. You're gonna get a text if he listens. You're gonna get a text. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, nothing here.
Yeah. Pebble pick.
Scotty, again, so I was looking at this just a few minutes ago. Not nearly as bad as last week where Xander Schauffele was plus 1750. Okay. So right now, Scotty, similar odds. Last week, I believe he was plus 250 or plus 225. This week, Scotty Scheffler is plus 275. Dropped down a little bit after his performance. Rory McIlroy is the second place odds.
Nice.
So remembering that Xander was at plus 1750, take a guess what they have Rory at for the Pebble Beach.
You said Xander's in second at?
No. So last week when we did this on the pod, it was it was Scotty at plus 225, and then Xander was at plus 1750.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So way behind him in the odds. This week, Scotty's in first at 275.
Yeah.
Rory's in second. Take a guess what his odds are.
1250.
Close. Plus 1400, which is just disrespectful because
he's the defending champ too.
It's just disrespectful to say that Scotty has like a 6 times better chance of winning than Rory. I mean, no one should bet on Scotty Scheffler to win because your returns are terrible. And I did this last week. $10 won you like $32. This week, $10 wins you $37.50 on Scotty. If you bet Rory, $10 wins you $150.
Yeah.
That's your bet right there. Rory to go back to back. Throw a small little $10, $20 on there. Win your couple $100. It's much more likely than trying to bet the favorite and winning shekels.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I think we should just shoe in our Rory versus Scotty.
Always.
And then I'm going to pull up the previous winners because I'd love to just like hammer Chris Gotterup.
And this is disrespectful. Gotterup's plus 3,000.
All All right, so Rory won last year. Wyndham Clark, Justin Rose, Tom Hoagie, Daniel Berger, Nick Taylor, Phil Mickelson, Ted Potter Jr., Jordan Spieth, and Vaughn Taylor.
I'm gonna go Keegan at plus 6,000. Sprinkle a little bit on that for my sleeper.
Decent.
I mean, you can just pencil me in for Scotty every week. I mean,
yeah. Well, Rory, yeah, but Rory's actually in this week.
Correct.
So the name Jason Day kind of popped.
He was about plus 5,000. Tom Hoagie, recent winner at plus 20,000.
I mean, he's fucking
I'm trying to look at the bottom of the list to see if there's anybody worth throwing like a 20 on just for shits. And the names are woof. Wyndham Clark at plus 7,500, man. That might not be a bad sprinkle there.
Yeah.
Jordan Spieth at plus 7,500. Akshay Bhatia at plus 7,500.
Well, yeah, I like AK, yeah.
Sepp Straka at plus 6,000. But Keegan's at plus 6,000. So that's going to be my
I don't see
sleeper.
Sepp Straka pulling it off this week.
I definitely don't, but he had a solid season last year.
He's a solid golfer.
He made it pretty far in the FedEx Cup, didn't he?
Yeah, he was in there. Yeah. Love Tony Finau to do something. Tommy Fleetwood win out of nowhere would be awesome. This is fun. This is a absolutely loaded tournament, and this is fun. We are in official fun time.
Chris Gotterup has officially passed Scotty Scheffler in the FedEx Cup standings for 2026.
Yeah, nice. Good for him. 2 wins, and we're in February, man.
I know. Good for him.
Holy cow.
Love to see it.
Gotterup to the Ryder Cup, man. Let's go. He's so freaking New Jersey, too. He's so New Jersey, man. Oh, God. He's 5th in the world. Holy cow. All right, there's the picks. Do with that what you will. We will be back at some point next week, and hopefully it's a little fun and a little different than normal. But thank you all for joining us. 6:08, and I can see a little bit of sun.
Love to see that.
So, looking good. Yeah. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Jack Doherty's a hoe.